Emergency in Rivers State has now received the required legislative backing. Both chambers of the National Assembly approved the proclamation in a voice vote to put a seal on the emergency rule in Rivers State. Arise correspondent Omo Bazwaye reports that the approval in the Senate was after a closed-door session.
The tension preceding Thursday's vote on proclamation of the state of emergency in Rivers State fizzled out in an anticlimax as both chambers of the National Assembly with relative ease approved the proclamation by President Bola Tinubu. The Senate emerged from behind closed doors to invoke its power in Section 305, subsection 2 of the 1999 Constitution when the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, puts it to voice vote.
Those in support of the declaration of the state of emergency in Rivers State say aye. And those again say nay. The ayes have it in unanimity.
There was not a single dissenting voice, not even any from any of the minority caucuses. The Senate further mandates President Bola Tinubu to review the state of emergency or even have it terminated, but not earlier than the period of 6 months when the elected representatives, Governor Sim Fubara and the entire members of the State House of Assembly are to be on suspension. The upper legislative chamber then made an appeal to the president to allow it invoke its power in Section 11, subsection 4 of the 1999 Constitution to enable it set up a joint National Assembly committee to oversight the affairs of the administration in Rivers State. This was as the Senate proposed a committee of eminent citizens to reconcile the warring parties in the state.
It is our hope that this declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State by Mr. President will bring peace and ensure speedy resolution of all the issues that led to the impasse.
The Senate has put its seal to the proclamation of the state of emergency in Rivers State, but quite instructive is the fact that much of what happened took place behind closed doors, and as such was not really clear if the resolution met required constitutional provisions. It was merely put to a voice vote, leaving many to wonder why it was not subjected to physical or electronic voting to ascertain the exact number of senators that voted either in favor or against the proclamation. Earlier, there was a misunderstanding between Akpabio and an opposition lawmaker, Seriake Dixon, when Seriake Dixon raised a point of order on the procedure for the proclamation and calling on the Senate to proceed on closed-door session.
I watched you on television, and you said no matter what the Senate does, the Senate will never go with you. The Senate will not go with you.
The point of order I rose to address is to draw the attention of the presiding officer and our colleagues to the specific provisions of our rules. The president shall, in a closed session, brief the Senate on the circumstances of the proclamation of a state of emergency.
Your point of order is upheld.
Nigeria is such a big joke. Yes, you heard me right. Nigeria is a big joke, and the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is the biggest joker. Guys, you guys have seen what is happening and what has happened in the Senate House. Nigeria, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know where to start. We have had series of insurgency and insecurity in the northern part of Nigeria. When Goodluck was president, when Buhari was the president, and now that Tinubu is the president, same thing is still happening. None of the presidents imposed a state of emergency in the northern part of Nigeria, but now Rivers State, they now impose state of emergency in Rivers State. Who is feeling who? Who is feeling who? Because election is fast approaching. That's why Mr. President did what he did. Because when he won the election, when they were having their party meeting or something, One of them stood up and said that they never believed that APC will ever win in Rivers State. Then, that I'm forgetting his name, that man told Bola Ahmed Tinubu that he should make sure that he gives Wike an appointment, which he later did. And we all knew what happened during that election in Rivers State. We all knew what happened. How Wike stopped everyone that wanted to vote for Peter Obi. How we stopped everyone that wanted to vote for Peter Obi and said that it's only APC. In fact, so many people were injured. It was televised. But Nigeria has no rule. Nigeria has no rule of law. That's all I can say. Imagine a president. Besides, according to the Nigerian constitution, the president doesn't have such right to dethrone or to impose state of emergency in a state. There's no violence in Rivers State. There is no violence in Rivers State. So why is he imposing state of emergency there? And one funny thing is that one thing they do whenever they want to impose state of emergency in any state, they will look for a retired general, a retired army. Does it mean that the civilians that are not competent or the civilians that are not worthy? I don't just get it. Okay, this last week or last 2 weeks, Senator Natasha was suspended for 6 months without any pay, without any benefit. She was suspended for 6 months. And what was her offense? Her offense was coming out to the national TV to say that she was being sexually harassed by the Senate president. And all they did was to suspend her. Nigeria. Nigeria is a big joke, and I must continue to say it. Mr. President is the big joker himself. How can a woman who came out and opened up, she said that she was being sexually harassed by the Senate president, and all they did was just to suspend her. And when people were talking, when people started talking, they said no, that they suspended her because of a gross misconduct. That because they gave her a seat and she refused to go there, that was the reason they suspended her. But we all knew the reason why they did that. We all knew the reason why they suspended her. You know, when Bola Ahmed Tinubu became the president, and when the National Assembly, that day that they sang, "On your mandate we shall stand," that was the day I knew that this Senate, this House of Assembly, they are Bola Ahmed Tinubu's agents. In fact, they are like his agents. They have no power. They have no say. Because in a working country, they will never do such thing. Saying that they are standing on his mandate. Can you imagine? A whole Senate House singing, "On your mandate we shall stand." Nigeria. And the funny thing is because Bola Ahmed Tinubu election is coming and he also wants to win in Rivers State. You know, let me take you back. Wike was the one that appointed Fubara as the Rivers State governor, and he did his thing and Fubara won the election. Now Fubara is no longer dancing to his tune, because according to Fubara, he said that no governor has ever taken or will ever take the things he took from Wike or the insult that he has been taking. He said that all his commissioners, that Wike was one that appointed all his commissioners, that Wike has been the one telling him what to do. At a time, he said no, that enough is enough. That was when Wike said, "I will show you Pepe." Because according to Wike, he said that he's regretting why he gave Rivers State Fubara as their governor. That he's regretting, that in fact, that he's apologizing to them. Now, because Wike helped Tinubu to win his election in Rivers State, that's why now Tinubu is now doing exactly what Wike told him to do. In fact, Tinubu is now dancing to the tune of Wike. Yes, he's dancing to the music of Wike. Because how can a state minister, the way the man has been bragging, the way he has been destroying people's properties, the way he has been doing so many things, this will tell you that Mr. President has no say when it comes to Wike. How can a president impose or declare a state of emergency in Rivers State that has no crisis, that has no violence or something close to that? Just because he feels that Wike is not happy with the man. Because the last time that Fubara went to the State House of Assembly, they locked him outside, a whole governor. That man has been taking shit. And okay, when the appointed head of state now, the man that will take over Rivers State, he said that he will work and comply with orders. But just recently, he said that he won't take any nonsense from anyone. That he won't take any nonsense from anyone. I will continue to say it. Nigeria is a big joke. We are in trouble. We are in trouble. When Babangida wrote his book and launched his book, I was like laughing. That Abiola was the one that won the election. Don't be surprised. In the next 20 years to come, there will also be something like this. They will say that indeed Peter Obi won the election. That Peter Obi won the 2023 election. That it was maneuvered. Now, are you seeing it? Are you seeing it? May God help us. May God help this country. Thank you all for watching, and see you in my next video. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this.